Today is the day that we're going to be finishing up the rest of the parts that need to be redesigned when it comes to the rebuild of Garage 2.0. And what are we talking about? Well, it's going to be those back there. Those two elevators need to be split in half so it does match the same design of the garage that we have down below. Now, in the last video, we did show you the redesign, or Michelle showed you the redesign of her green space up here, which I think came out fantastic. And then we went ahead and matched the additional walkway to this new walkway right here because the elevators used to be over here in front. So we had to build something out, and she moved her drink dynasty right there. But in the last video, we did talk about some other things that we were going to be doing to the garage. So let me just cover that really quick. Now, what that change consisted of was this right here. It was 2 bricks in height. And what that basically did is it blocked a lot of the light that was coming in from the front, and also blocking the cool print that we have back there. So we went ahead and reduced it by 1 brick and then centered this piece right here, which will be the placement of a sign that says this is the parking for the Parking City Center. And I do believe it does let a lot of light in now. For sure, we're going to have to put some kind of lights in there because it is very, very dark. Get this camera to focus. It's very, very dark in there. So we are going to need some lights. And we're looking into that. And again, in the comment section below, please let us know if there's any light kits that you guys are using that are not too expensive, so that we could place it in there whenever we're wanting to show the garage off. So cool that we got that done. But now let's focus on those elevators. Now, would you look at that? The build surface is clean, clear, and all of the parts were filed away and put away from the garage rebuild and redesign. Hooray for me. The deconstruction of the original build has now been done. And all of the pieces are right here, categorized in their own individual pile. So number 1, it makes it really easy to rebuild this stuff. And number 2, it makes it really easy to file them away. It's not all just a jumbled mess. I'm going to try to see if I can build these elevators only using the pieces that were originally used, but we are going to have to redesign some things. Like, for instance, we were using the 2x2 and 2x1s and 2x4s to tile the inside of the elevators, but now that the elevators in the garage are tiled in the sand and sand blue, obviously we're going to have to retile these elevators in those colors. Now we're going to have to figure out the placement of the elevators so they line up with the ones below. So that's the first thing that we're going to go ahead and tackle. So let's get to building. We have done all the math and it is now starting to math out. We figured out how many studs everything needs to be away from the walls and pressed in so that it matches the same elevators that are down below. And this is what it's going to look like. So this is going to be the footprint of the 2 elevators. So over here on this side, we don't have a wall or the elevator doors here because we're going to have minifigs coming in and out of that elevator. So it's completely open. I really like the way that that looked in the old build, so we brought it to the new build. And then on this side over here, we do have our printed piece of the elevator doors. And when the lights are coming in, it just really looks nice for the sand blue, and the sand color just really pops really well. Okay, so now that we've figured this out, what I wanted to incorporate into the build was we had a really nice flower design on the side of the elevator. And I don't want to lose that because we had a cool little skit going on of Mor Mindy. If you're not familiar with Mor Mindy, Google it. It's an old school TV show that used to exist that was just kind of funny. And we wanted to have a shout out to Mor Mindy. I remember watching it as a kid with my parents. So it was on the side of the elevator, and we're going to lose that because we have this transparent clear piece right here on each individual side. So we're losing that ability of putting the floral arrangements that we had. So I think what I'm going to do is move it to the back here, and the floral arrangements that I was talking about was back here or right here. Thinking about maybe putting them back here so that Mork and Mindy can still exist, and Mork can be taking pictures of Mindy back here. So I think that's where that's going to go. I'm going to have to figure that out, but I'm going to do the rest of the elevators first and get them fully built out so that they are completely done. Because again, I'm trying to use all the parts and they're literally right here in front of me. So that shouldn't take very long. Okay, well, let's just keep building. We finished the elevators and then we just kind of kept going. And I thought to myself, wait a second, we haven't even talked about any of the things that we changed. So we're going to go ahead and cover those right now. Look at this shot. This is so cool. You can see the minifig in the elevator. I like that. All right. So we went ahead and brought some of the same styling from the elevators in the parking garage to the elevators out here. We did add this sloping feature here, which was in the original build, to these. So we kind of combined the two styles together, and I think they came out really nice. Now on this side, this elevator is closed like we talked before, whereas on this side, it is open. Now we did print some pieces here, which are the buttons to the elevator to call them either up or down. And then these printed pieces right here on the elevator doors were initially in the other build as well. It just indicates whether the elevator is up or it is down. Right there, that one right there. Okay, so got those printed pieces in there. Oh, also, we went ahead and printed some pieces for these trash cans. So we have the recycle or the trash can look. And when I last showed these off in the build, people really liked the way that I put them together. Because it does really give you that look that there is a distance in between the top and the actual trash can itself. So you can just throw trash into there with your hands. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of those and show you how I put them together. So if future-wise you guys want to use that same style, then you can. So give me 1 second. Okay, so here are the pieces, and it is pretty simple. So we have this bin here, which Lego has used for a lot of different things, and it comes in a bunch of different colors. But I went ahead and went with the dark gray. Now that you are at the city center, the trash cans look a little more modern, a little more stylish, which a lot of malls, do in that representation. Different from the ones that are in the parking garage. So we have this bin here. And then we went ahead and got a 2x4 and printed the recycling bin look to it. So what props it up is going to be anything. You can really use whatever you want, but I find it to be a lot easier to use the 1x1 circles like this that has the cutout in the middle. I call them the donuts, the 1x1 donuts. And the reason why is because you can push the rod, this gray rod, into the 1x1, which then helps it to stick to that piece, the 2x4. And then when you add it to the center, you just line up that center and it leaves a nice gap in between the bin and the top, which then gives it that look. So let me put that together. And so there you go. It just gives you that nice look of the distance in between. And then the pieces on the bin that jut out from the top right here almost looks like it's connected to the top itself. And then again, it just gives you that really nice look. So yeah, pretty simple. So now that we talked about the trash can and all the good stuff that we did here in the center, we will then come up to this guy right here. If you remember the pretzel shop, which is literally right here in the green space where this is going to be connected to, our squirrely friend robbed a pretzel. So, well, good for him. That's a really good looking pretzel right there. Now, again, like I said before, the tiling will be done by Michelle once she decides how she wants to tile the green space so everything can kind of be tied together. But then we have Mor Mindy back here. So we have the flower wall on the back side. Mindy has a pretzel, and she is posing for Mork while Mork has a very nice looking camera setup and is taking a picture of Mindy. Now I went ahead and also incorporated the other two flower pieces, but they're along this wall. So once we put it into the city itself, then you can go ahead and see what that looks like. Now returning. Okay, back. Sorry. The neighbor's kids knocked a soccer ball into our backyard. So they were like, Can we go get the ball? Yeah, that's totally fine. Anyways, okay, so sorry for that interruption. But yes, so I'm going to go ahead and let Michelle tile off. Like she wants to tile off this to match the green space that she had went ahead and built. But I think other than that, this is pretty much done. It is where it needs to be. It doesn't need to be overly done. And again, because it connects to that green space and the green space has so much detail, it really helps to pull this in and just kind of put it over that edge. Now let's go ahead and place it where it needs to go. And then I can show you what that flower on this side is going to look like, and everything overall being placed together, and where these elevators line up perfectly with the elevators below. So let's go place that in the city. Okay, the new elevators for the city center and the green space are now put into place. I'm going to grab some shots from the other side as well, but I just wanted to start over here first. Those are the elevators there, and as they swing down, they connect perfectly with the elevators in the parking garage. That is fantastic. All right, okay, let's take a look at this from the opposite side. Now look at that. The elevators came out perfect. The tiling that matches, the size of the elevators make a ton of sense. It's not too big, not too small. Mor Mindy back there taking pictures. Just looks great. Michelle's tree looks fantastic. We have our squirrel buddy up there eating one of the pretzels with the pretzel stand. I think everything came out together perfect. We were always wondering whether the elevators would just kind of throw off the scene altogether because we had to swap things around. But I don't think so. In my opinion, it looks fantastic and is good to go. Look at that shot right there. That looks unbelievable. Let me get this camera to focus. Yeah, it looks so good. Okay, well, it is done. Now the garage is done. The new elevators are done. The new green space now makes sense. It all has the right walkway. So this place right here is done. There's nothing else for us to do. Obviously, there is still going to be some things that we're going to change around, but not redesign or rebuild or anything like that. Like we have to mills plate all of this stuff and that stuff, but that'll be something we'll just go ahead and do on the side. Okay, so if you enjoyed the video, do us a favor and go down there and hit it with a like. If you want to see more content like this with the Lego City and all of that good stuff, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if we have earned it. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think, how the elevators, the redesign came out, and what does it look like? Let us know in the comment section below. While you're out there hunting for Lego, looking for those perfect sets for you, be safe out there, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.